but it hasn't really affected me in my habits all that much.
So what do you mean when you drink in relation to your emotions? Can you kind of explain what you mean by that?
Because sometimes you think you had a really bad day, and you just, the idea of drinking to forget, I try to avoid that. I'm more conscious of that, and more conscious of friends and others doing that, rather than drinking for social aspects and for fun and drinking too much.
So I would agree with that. I do the same thing. If I know I've had a bad day, I might allow myself to have, one drink and a fairly weak drink, just enough to kind of relax and let all that tension and stress go, but I definitely don't let myself get intoxicated.
Okay.
But when I do drink and get intoxicated, I definitely pay attention. And I constantly reevaluate. It's like, okay, if I get one more drink, is it gonna be one too far? I constantly do that self-evaluation.
And are you doing that anytime you drink, or is it just on certain days where you think that you might need to do that?
No, it's anytime I drink, because I don't wanna become one of those statistics, because that is something I can control.
Okay.
Number 10, I try to do that every time I drink, and that's I think most people try to do it, but obviously that doesn't happen sometimes. It's the consequence of it. Sometimes you just lose that control or whatever, and it goes too far.
So what other kinds of methods, I guess, do you use when you're drinking to try to be more aware, be more in control of what you're doing, to try to prevent any of those bad consequences from happening? What kinds of?
Number one, I always I feel like everybody has their kind of thing where they can tell that they're just getting too bad. I mumble my words really bad. That's when I know it's okay, I should probably not. And I know other people have they can't walk straight, or they have something where they just know it's okay, I should probably stop by now.
So you think everybody kind of has their own
You have to learn. And,
little
You have your own
tick, but okay. Anything else that they use, I guess, kind of as a tactic while they're drinking?
Number 5, I like to drink water. Hydration is key. That's what I tell my friends. They just give me shit for not drinking more. But I try my best to hydrate.
Number 7, I do the same thing. I drink a whole, if I feel I'm really drunk, I'll drink a whole bottle of water.
Yeah.
And then I'll be I'll just take one more shot or something,
Hope someone wine.
yeah. And then I mellow out a little bit, but still really.
Number 8, I'll even carry granola bars sometimes,
Yeah.
just in case nobody gets some food. Definitely helps with the hangover in the morning though too. So.
Speaking of which, I try not to drink on an empty stomach. Number 5.
Yeah.
Because I did that last Friday and it didn't end well at all. But ideally, I would eat a sufficient meal.
Lots of carbs.
Do you guys feel like other people, your friends, or you said that people gave you a hard time for not drinking more? So do you guys feel like other people try to put those practices into place while they're drinking at all? Maybe a little bit, not at all.
I know some, number 10, I know some people that don't drink don't eat all day before they drink so they can get more drunk. So some people really go for it.
Because they're trying to do the opposite.
Because they're trying to do the opposite.
Number 8, I also know that people will take Tums or cough syrup or some sort of cold medicine, which also aids in getting drunk faster, blocking out. Yeah. And in general, I don't think people don't take as many precautions, and I think some people don't even take as many precautions as they say they do all the time either.
Yeah. Okay. What do you mean by that? They're saying that they're going to do these things that they don't when they are drinking. Why do you think that they do that?
They want to come across as responsible and that they're prepared.
Yeah.
But I say I bring granola bars, and I say occasionally because I don't do it all. I don't often, or I don't always have a meal. Or I try to drink a bottle of water and eat something before I go to bed at night, but it doesn't always happen. Even though I say that's something I do, it's not something I always do.
Okay.
Peer pressure plays a big factor into that. I know depending on which friend group I'm with, depends on how much I drink and how much I feel I should drink. Because I've got some friends that, are supportive of when I say when, that they let me say when. And I've got other friends that are like, well, you're not drunk yet, keep going, you gotta get on this level. So, I mean, it really just depends on who I'm with.
So you guys would all agree with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Depends on who your friend and who you're going out with.
Yeah.
I
Do
feel
you,
like my friends, like, I always hang out with like the same people, like, that they know, like, when I'm drunk, they know, like, what my limit is too, and they'll, like, stop me.
That's good.
Yeah, and if you don't reach your check, then everybody else kind of knows what it is too, so they can have,
Yeah,
like, your
and I feel
back.
like I do that with my
It's
friends.
good to have people like that.
so you generally feel like, would you guys say that you normally go out with people or drink around people who will help you stop when they think that you've reached that point? Would everybody agree? Anybody
Yeah,
disagree?
because, number 10, because if I don't go out with those people that I know, like, are there for me, that's when I'm, like, really watching myself and really, like, not going to, like, do anything, you know, like, not that I wouldn't anyway, but, like, when you're with people you're, like, comfortable with, you're more comfortable, you just,
Yeah.
it's easier.
Number 8, I actually personally don't have a core group of people that I go with. I'm very sporadic here and there. If someone says, hey, you want to do this? I'll be like, yeah, okay. And so I don't really have those people who know my limits or know when I should stop and more push me, but that's where knowing your limits can kind of come into play. And,
Okay.
sometimes I overstep my limits and yeah, living to learn, so.
So would you guys, does anybody have any more thoughts to share on that?
I guess kind of going off that too, like sometimes when you're not with your like super close group of friends, you're kind of more at party, you're like more inclined to drink more, just to like ease your like tension or something, so then you drink more than you think because of that.
So, I just want to make, so you had kind of said that when you're more comfortable, that you're willing to drink more because you know the people around you
That's
are
how
going to
I
take care
am, I
of you?
think, like, I'm more like, I know, like,
Yeah.
if I don't take care of myself or something, like, I know, like, I'll be okay, like, if I'm with my good friends, like, but, I don't know.
Okay, and so then were you saying the opposite, that like?
Yeah, I know some people that are just
Yeah,
like
well,
get like
social.
social anxiety, and sometimes with that party,
Okay.
they're like, oh, I should probably drink more so I can be more social, and
Okay,
then they'll drink more than they.
Because if I feel like I'm at a place I don't know, I feel like I'm not gonna drink as much, and I'm gonna, like, watch what I'm doing and be careful, and like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
so, would you guys say, Tim said that, I'm sorry, Ray said that, that he doesn't go out with necessarily a core group of friends or people every, on a regular basis. Would you guys say that you normally go out with the core group of people? Is it the same people every weekend or every time, or is it different people? And I guess so.
Number 6, at least 1 or 2 of the same people.
Okay.
Number 9, it's usually always the same people, comes from the same group of friends.
I know mine, I really only roll and drink with 3 separate groups. And 2 of them I know are gonna have my back, and the other one, I know I definitely need to watch out for myself because they won't,
Yeah.
so.
And so, I guess my follow-up question that we kind of already hit on that was, but how does that affect, how you drink? So you're saying if you're not gonna be with people that you know very well and that just aren't as conscious of your limits, then you will be more careful of how you drink. Would everybody kind of agree with that? Does anybody have any, so does everybody else kind of go with the same group of people?
I mean, I have a lot of different friend groups, so, like, but I always try to at least have like one person that I know is like not going to leave me.
So, I have another good question, but, so when we were talking about friends, I guess, would you say that you frequently or regularly have your friends' backs? We're talking, how, they kind of take care of you guys. Would you say that you normally try to do that for them? Is that normal?
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
No, and yeah, my friends are like that.
But I know, I definitely try to look out for my friends, especially some of the younger ones who are kind of new to the whole drinking thing. I definitely try to keep a closer eye on them, just so, because they're not gonna know how much is too much. So help them have like positive experiences instead of a bad one.
Number 6, I feel like if I know that number 9 is pretty bad,
then like the rest of us will like not keep drinking or something like that, because we know that we have to get number 9 home.
Yeah.
Like just stuff like that, like if one of your pack is falling off the ship, then you kinda gotta get everybody back together.
So you really stick together as a group and everybody
Yeah.
No
kind
one would leave just someone alone.
Yeah.
Or at least, but if someone like had to, like at least 2 people would stay back, make sure they're okay.
So would you guys say, when you're thinking about or planning your weekend or your night, do you kind of have like a game plan for, who's gonna stay or who's like, is any of that happen? Is it like,
Nah.
I think
is
that
it very
drinking is
random,
like not putting thought into things, so I think we just drink and just kind of.
I mean, unless it's someone's birthday or something, and like they're out.
Then you have like a DD set, like usually, around here you don't really
Yeah,
need
that's.
a DD, but like if you're back home from work or home, you usually have like
I might know somebody,
someone DDing, a parent maybe
Right.
drives you.
or like plan like a friend that like I know is sober and I can call.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing that makes it so easy to drink it. I feel like you can just walk everywhere. It's
Yeah.
not like at home you have to have like a ride, or it's like just like too much of a hassle. Sometimes it's like, I don't have to ask this person to do that. So here it's just like, why not? Like we can.
Number 8, going back to the whole idea of a plan, is there's usually some people in the group who are looking to get more drunk than others, and it depends on the day for different people. So more often than not, you're going to have someone who might be taking it easy one night if they had a hard night before, or they're just like feeling it that night. They'll be able to be a little more sober and be able to be more alert to
okay,
others.
okay. Is there any more thoughts on that?
I'm kind of with number 8, it's like, I'm usually the one that doesn't want to drink as much, so I definitely kind of, not necessarily mother hen it, but like, just definitely make sure, like, keep an eye on everybody and make sure everybody's being safe and, stuff like that.
So if you do have a friend that is starting to drink too much, or kind of needs to hold off for a little bit, how do you go about trying to communicate that to them and trying to get them to slow down or to stop?
I straight up tell them you need to slow down, like you're getting a little too rowdy here.
Okay.
I will take my friend's alcohol away from them.
Give them water.
We like switch it out or something. Because they're too drunk, they don't even know.
I feel like half the time if you're just like, hey, listen, you're being silly, like we're gonna stop for a while, I feel like all my friends are like, okay.
I feel like you gotta listen to the people you're with, like they know, like when I go out with like my friends, like they know, and if they tell me like I gotta respect what they're saying, like they know, like they have my best like interest or whatever, so like.
So would you say that other people and you yourself generally react well to somebody telling you and like?
Well, I'd like to think I do, but like you never know. There's probably times that people like are like, no, like I haven't had enough, like I'm fine,
Or there's times the next day where, like, I feel like everyone's always like, gosh dang it, like, why did I do that? Like, I'm so sorry that I was like, yelling at you or whatever, or something like that.
Number 8, that's one of the dangers of not having a core friend group that you go out. You don't know everyone else's limits, so I'm much less inclined to say something because I don't know people's habits as well as others do. So I personally don't say much.
So if you're, in an environment where there's people there that you don't know at all, maybe, but you are a little bit concerned, maybe you saw something or you heard something, and you're concerned, would you speak up? Would you not? What would your thinking be in a situation?
If it wasn't your friend?
Yeah, if maybe it was an acquaintance, like maybe you kind of knew their
And
name,
they're
or
like,
or maybe you didn't know them at all. So
and
not
they're
a
like
close friend.
fighting or something?
So
Or they're just like, are you?
yeah, they could be arguing. They could be
Oh, no.
like.
I have a very passive aggressive
I'm not getting
personality.
that.
Maybe if they're
Confrontation,
I remember Joel mentioned if they're a little bit too rowdy or something of that nature.
The
I
only
let
time-
it go.
I'm not doing this.
Say the only time I would interfere with a stranger is if it looks like they're gonna do something or like something's happening that's gonna actually legitimately threaten their life.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd say, or someone else's, otherwise I just kind of assume and leave that up to their friends that know them. So,
There was this girl out in Lollapalooza, like by herself, like throwing up on her hair, and I like went up. She was like by herself, so I like pulled her up and put her hair back, and I was like, hey, like, do you have any friends I can call for you? And I like tried to help her like find somebody, because she's like by herself, so I guess it just goes into kind of being a
Yeah,
good
if we saw
person.
something like that going on, especially if it was a young woman,
Yeah,
I
if it's
would
somebody
wanna help
alone, I
her.
feel like that would be different.
Yeah.
In number 5, I think it depends on how much I've been drinking.
Okay.
Like if I'm beyond comprehension, then, you know, that's,
Blindly.
yeah, I'm just like, oh, whatever,
Okay.
everybody's
Yeah,
fine, because I'm fine. But if I've had a respectable amount, a responsible amount, I'll probably say something. Just like try to diffuse the situation if there's a fight.
So it seems like it kind of depends on the situation, if it was a heated argument or something, maybe you choose not to get involved.
If someone needs medical attention,
If-
yeah, it'd
yeah.
probably help.
Yeah,
So somebody
that would
medical
so be,
attention.
I think,
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
needing
Yeah,
medical
if you're
attention.
heated.
I feel like whenever if one of my friends is like puking or something and like being reckless, then
That definitely
and I like
stirs you
snap
up.
out of it and I'm like
Yeah.
dragging them home, like stop.
Stop it right now.
Any more experiences, I guess, to share from that, or any more thoughts on what you really want to do? Okay, so, we've hit a lot of our questions. So one of the last ones we wanted to ask is, what are your parents' attitudes towards alcohol? Your family as a whole, what kind of environment did you grow up in? And then if you can add on to that, how do you think a person that has influenced, either positively or negatively, your decisions about drinking?
My parents were, not necessarily open, but like if they had a drink at dinner or when we were out, like at like a family function or something like that, they would always let us taste it, so we knew what it tasted like. But they definitely wouldn't let us have anything until we were 21. But so like for me personally, what that did is it let me taste alcohol, know what it was, so I didn't go and try to explore it by myself. So I don't feel the need to get drunk, because I guess it wasn't ever one of those things where it was like the thrill of doing it behind someone's back, I guess.
Like forbidden fruit kind of
Yeah,
idea?
yeah.
Okay.
My parents frowned upon it in high school, but then once I got into college, like, my mom bought me alcohol when I was under 21.
Okay.
Number 8, my parents eased me into it as during larger family gatherings, especially as I got older. And they were definitely made me wary of alcohol, but they never said anything. They were very against it in high school, but in college, they realized that they aren't going to be able to control me, so they never knew if I would or wouldn't, and they would kind of ask me at the beginning after the first semester, it's like, oh, so do you go to any parties? And to be honest, yeah, I go to a little bit, but as long as it's not affecting school or anything, or out of it. My sister did in college, my brother is actually pretty against it, so it's kind of interesting.
Number 10, I think it's like my parents were like okay, like not okay with it, but they were very, as long as I was being safe, like that's what their most important thing was. So they were like fine as long as I understood like my limits, or not to drive and behind the wheel when I'm intoxicated or like whatever. So that's how they were. But I think it kind of just depends, like they like always have like a beer at dinner and at like during, you know, football games and stuff like that. So like I think that's probably why they were like more okay with it.
Number 6, I feel like my family, like growing up, never really, like I wasn't around drinking at all really, like except on holidays they would have like a drink or something, and then I would be allowed to try it and I hated it, so I wasn't really into it because I didn't like the taste of it. But then like growing up with that, I never really saw drunk people before or anything, so, but then like other families I know, like Thanksgiving is just an excuse to like have fun and get drunk with their family members and stuff like that, and like now my family was all like,
That's how my family was, like we,
yeah,
like my dad's side of the family is like Irish, and so we like drink a lot, and
yeah,
like, so my parents like didn't care if I drank, like, or they cared if I did like socially, but if I was like with them, like, and all my siblings and uncles and aunts and stuff, and we would just all would like drink together.
Okay, so, in our last few minutes, I know actually this was a while ago, but I remember number 12 or number 8 mentioning, that there was, different, types of high-risk drinking, information and just posters and things that you've seen online or around campus. From what you guys have seen, either on TV, online, around campus, in any form, what kinds of advertisements, I guess, or informational, signage, any kind of, media advertisements have you guys, heard that you guys can remember, I guess, seeing or hearing, about alcohol? Whether that's, maybe in a positive light, a negative light, what kinds of advertisements can you recall?
I've seen billboards, where it was two of the same picture, and it was like buzzed and then drunk, and to not get behind the wheel because, yes.
Driving is drunk driving.
Yeah, that right there.
Okay.
Remember, yeah, I'm partial to the ones that aren't super anti-drinking. I like the ones that make you more aware of the facts and will give you like your BAC based on weight and height. And there's some informational posters seen around campus that just make you more aware and tell you the dangers and don't say, hey, you shouldn't do this because this is awful. Yeah,
Number
exactly.
9, yeah, I think Ball State's really good about like not saying like you shouldn't do it, but they're just making you more aware of like they have the solo cup thing like in the health center, like this is how much it is, like a shot of beer, like a shot of liquor, whatever would be wherever at the bottom. And I think they're just making you more aware of like how much you really could be drinking versus how much you think you are drinking.
I think the best, number 10, I think the best like way to like show the consequences of it is those commercials that are like the text, like when he was like texting, wait, that's not even what we're talking about. But those commercials that show how like really you could affect somebody's life so much. From,
Yeah,
like, one
those
stupid thing.
videos like on Facebook that are like, this is what happened to my daughter after she got hit by a
yeah,
drunk
like
driver,
just
and
stuff
her
like
like
that.
half her face is
It's
falling
just
off.
So,
that's what gets me, at least.
so to summarize, so the things I'm hearing are from number 8 was that, something that's maybe a little more informational. And then what did you say about maybe it being unrealistic or number 1?
Oh, I said it's more realistic, better to say like you can't drink rather than be like,
Okay.
okay, here's some safety ways you can go about doing that.
So, yeah, it's a little more realistic, more informational, and what did you say?
Party smart, they always have like
Okay.
RAs put things like that.
Yeah, they're like all over the dorms, it's like moderation is key.
My dad always tells me it's a marathon, not a sprint.
And then the other thing I heard was just the different videos on Facebook or commercials or something that are maybe very traumatic, that are very like shocking.
Yeah.
And I think
that's,
I think more things are geared towards like just thinking about it, not telling you can't drink, because I think if you tell someone you can't do something, they're gonna be more inclined to do it, and they'd probably be worse off that way than if you just told them like, this is a better way to go about it.
I agree with that. I agree if you tell someone not to do it, they're more inclined to do it. Because it's a, don't tell me I can't, because then I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Okay, yeah.
I know that's my personality.
Would everybody agree with that? So maybe more of a like solution, here's a better way, than saying you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, does anybody have any last shock thoughts to share? Are we good on time?
We have 3 minutes.
Okay.
Did we ask where is that the best place for them to see those messages?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, yeah, where, I guess you mentioned Facebook, is there any other places in particular, either on or off campus, or any methods, like I said, with media, that kind of thing, that you might be most receptive to it, or that you might see it most and pay attention to
I
it?
think like TV commercials, like for me, I watch TV, so.
The dorms, or just around campus buildings.
And the bathroom stalls. Taste taking the lid off.
Are there any other places, I guess, that you guys?
The health center, I mean, obviously the
Okay.
health center has them, I think Lucina has them.
And what kinds of media do you think, like apps and that kind of thing, are you most?
I mean, there's always sponsored ads from like alcohol places, like Bud Light will always say drink responsibly. Of course, there's the cute puppy commercial from Budweiser that says bring, come home so you can be with your dog.
So do you think that that portrays alcohol in a positive or a negative light? What do you, like, I guess,
I think
what
it
do you think
shows,
the possible
I
effects
didn't
are?
really think of it that way. I mean, it shows that you can have fun with alcohol, but just rethink, like State says, rethink your drink. Just like really think about what you're doing and think about the consequences that can come of that.
Agreed, but generally alcohol advertisements portrayed as a great fun time.
Yeah.
Nothing can go wrong, yeah.
You say nothing can go wrong?
Yeah.
So do you guys think that, I guess, are you receptive, do you care to watch those commercials? Do they affect how you drink at all? Or watching a Budweiser commercial or?
Which commercials, the ones against drinking or the ones that promote
The
drinking?
ones, so from alcohol companies, from any kind of alcohol business or company, does that affect at all, positively or negatively, the way that you drink? Do you pay attention to those kind of commercials?
I mean, you think they're funny, you think they're cute, but it's like, I already have my opinions formed,
Okay.
so I don't think, I mean, they're not gonna make me drink anymore.
And what about the negative ones? What about the ones you hear that are talking about bad drinking? What is?
I mean, like some of them I'm like, oh, that's dumb, but then
Yeah,
some of them
they're
it's like, I've read stuff, like articles and stuff from parents that are like, watch out for your friends because their kid died or something, and that one, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that one makes me.
Some of those do make you rethink, or make you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we're good. Are we good on time? I think we're good. So thank you guys for all your thoughts and for being open and sharing everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, please take the rest of our ground during the lesson. Love you. And have a great night. Oh, and if you haven't signed in on this sheet over here, we would really appreciate you doing that. Let us know that you were
You're
here.
going to work for the first time.
And you have a great day tomorrow.
You said I need to.
Yes, I'm gonna get you that. I'll have to find it.